because when you are indoors, you are usually staying in one place. The activity is contained in a single room.
Right.
But then the lesson shifts to the outside world, and the language shifts right along with it.
Okay, so outdoor hobbies are activities you do out in the open air. The source material lists walking, running, cycling, and playing football.
Yes, all great outdoor activities.
And Emily tells us she likes running in the morning. Paul likes walking in the park. But they do not just use the simple verb here. They introduce a completely different phrase.
They do, and this is a crucial language shift for anyone learning English. For movement outside, Emily and Paul teach us to use the phrase, I go for R.
Okay, I go for R. So Paul says, I go for a walk, and Emily says, I go for a run.
Exactly.
I have always wondered about this. Why do native English speakers add all those extra words? Why not just say, I walk? It seems so much easier.
Well, it does seem easier, but it actually changes the meaning of the sentence. Think about the psychology behind the words. If you simply say, I walk, it sounds like you are describing a mode of transportation. It sounds like you are explaining how you travel to the supermarket or how you get to the office.
Oh, wow. Like I walk to the store.
Yes, you walk instead of driving a car. It is just a way to get from point A to point B. It is work, not a hobby.
That completely changes how I view that phrase.
Right. But when you say, I go for a walk, you are telling the listener that the walk itself is the entire purpose.
The movement is the joy.
Exactly. You're not trying to get anywhere specific. The activity is the destination.
I love that. Saying go for a lay tells people you are doing it purely for fun. So to you, our listener, I highly recommend practicing this special phrase out loud today.
Yes, definitely practice it.
Whenever you are moving outside for fun, think to yourself, I go for a walk or I go for a run.
It is a very natural, conversational way to speak. So now you know how to talk about what you like doing, and you understand the difference between talking about indoor and outdoor hobbies.
But, knowing your basic actions and locations is just a start. Realistically, basic sentences will only get you through, the first 2 minutes of a conversation.
Very true.
If you want to paint a detailed picture of your life, you need to add more information.
You need to explain the rhythm of your life. Like, how often do these activities actually happen? And this brings us to a very practical part of Emily and Paul's lesson. They introduce frequency words.
Right. Frequency is simply a way to measure how many times you do something. Do you do it every single morning? Do you only do it once a year?
Exactly.
Emily and Paul give us 4 essential words to build our sentences. Always, usually, sometimes, and never. I like to think of these 4 words like a volume knob on a radio for your habits.
That is such a great analogy. How does the volume knob work for these words?
Well, let's start with the music playing as loud as possible. Volume 10. That is the word always.
Okay, volume 10.
It means you do the activity 100% of the time. You never miss a day. Emily gives a perfect example in the source material. She says, I always read before bed.
She does it every single night without fail. But, most habits are not that perfect. So we can turn the volume knob down just a little bit.
Right.
Let's turn it down to an 8. This is the word usually.
Yes, usually means most of the time. It is a very strong habit. But maybe life gets busy and you skip a day here or there. Paul uses this word when he says, I usually listen to music.
Then we can turn the volume knob right to the middle. Volume 5.
Okay, halfway down.
This gives us the word sometimes. This might be the most flexible word in the English language. You enjoy the activity, but it is not a strict routine.
Right, it's just casual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Emily says, I sometimes watch TV. It happens, but she does not need to do it every day.
And finally, we reach out and turn the radio completely off. Volume 0. The music stops.
The quiet zone.
Yes, this is the word never. Paul provides the example here. He says, I never play basketball.
Always, usually, sometimes never. Adding just one of these words into your sentence transforms it from a flat fact into a real story about your lifestyle.
That example from Paul is actually really fascinating to me. I never play basketball. He is explicitly telling us about something he does not do.
He is.
And this connects to a major lesson from the source material that has nothing to do with grammar. Emily and Paul show us that you do not have to like everything.
Sharing what you do not enjoy is a vital part of honest communication. During the lesson, Paul mentions that his hobby is playing the guitar.
Which is a cool hobby.
Emily responds that she thinks playing the guitar is very cool.
Oh.
But then Emily shares a strong personal boundary. She mentions that she likes drawing, but she clearly states, I don't like playing video games.
I know a lot of language learners who worry about this exact situation.
Oh, for sure.
When you are learning English and trying to make new friends, saying, I don't like something can feel a little negative or even rude. You want to be polite and agreeable.
It is completely natural to feel that